Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're unpacking a new review. This one's about an app called Adrop. It seems to offer different kinds of rewards, digital, crypto maybe, and our source material is really focused on answering one thing. Is Adrop, legit? Is it real or just fake?
Yeah, and that's crucial for you, the listener, especially if you're trying to quickly size up these new apps, figure out the risk versus reward. We're diving into the evidence around these, well, let's call them experimental platforms promising returns. Is the reward even worth the effort?
Okay, so let's break down what Adrop actually is.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like there isn't just one version. The sources talk about two pretty distinct types. One seems to be just for tracking crypto airdrops, like general market stuff.
Exactly. That one alludes you to bigger, maybe higher stakes airdrops out there. But then there's the second type, the one often called adrop.ai. That's the interactive one.
Right, interactive how?
Well, that's where you actually do things in the app. Small tasks, maybe surveys, little interactions, and you claim small bonuses or track specific, smaller crypto rewards tied to that platform. So the key thing here is, yeah, this interactive app, it exists. It functions.
Okay, so it exists and functions. Now, here's what gets interesting, maybe surprising. Our source material actually says Adrop is, technically speaking, not a scam.
Mm-hmm.
It's legit in that basic sense. They're not apparently just trying to steal your money outright, which I guess is the minimum bar in this space.
Right. That's the absolute baseline. Not a scam is necessary, but definitely not sufficient, because we immediately hit what the source calls a pretty significant evidence gap.
Yeah.
And lots of shakiness around verification.
What kind of shakiness?
Well, the reports mention things like really delayed payouts or very confusing requirements inside the app that seem to change, the kind of rules you need to follow just to actually get a reward.
Ah, the classic runaround.
Exactly. And that pattern, those slow or difficult payouts, that's often a red flag. It could mean the app is struggling, maybe with cash flow or liquidity.
But hang on, if it exists, functions, and isn't an outright scam, why is the source warning us to be so careful? That sounds a bit contradictory.
Yeah, it seems like it, but working doesn't mean it works well or that it's actually worthwhile for you, the user. Think about the verified reviews. The source specifically notes they're limited.
Okay, limited reviews. What do they say?
They point less towards outright theft and more towards just frustration, severe frustration. You might get paid eventually, maybe, but you could be waiting weeks, months even. And you're wrestling with these obscure rules. It turns earning into this high-effort, low-return chore.
Okay, that makes more sense. Functioning isn't the same as functional value. And we definitely need to highlight the biggest caution flag, right? The crypto airdrop tracking version.
Oh, absolutely. The source is really clear on that one. It says that specific version has very few downloads and almost no user feedback.
Which is not good.
No, not good at all. In the crypto world, especially with rewards platforms, low adoption, barely any feedback, that screams risk. It often points to high liquidity risk for any associated tokens or just general project instability.
So without many users, the chance of it just failing or disappearing.
Yeah, the risk of technical failure goes up. Or maybe the developers just abandon it. The community sometimes calls that a soft rug pull. You're basically relying on this obscure platform with no real track record to guide you towards speculative assets. It's risky.
Right. So wrapping this up, the overall conclusion seems pretty straightforward then.
I think so. A drop shouldn't be seen as some guaranteed way to make decent money. It's just not that.
It sounds like pure experimentation. Cautious experimentation.
Exactly, which leads to the most important advice, really. If you're super curious, fine, try it, but use it cautiously, and this is critical. Never, ever put in or transfer money you aren't totally prepared to lose. It's just not worth the risk.
Yeah, manage those expectations way, way down. Expect tiny rewards, if anything, for your time.
Precisely. Otherwise, you're likely setting yourself up for disappointment, given the effort involved.
Okay, which brings us to our final thought for you today. It's about that crypto version, the one with hardly any downloads or feedback. When you're looking at a new platform like that, how much weight should you actually give to the absence of bad reviews? Could it just be too new, too obscure for major problems to have surfaced widely yet? Something to think about when you're deciding where to put your attention in this crowded reward space.